you allowing the symptoms to control you instead of you taking control? In today's world, it is so not necessary to suffer through menopause. We have options, but the last thing you should do is sit by idly and just let it happen. Being passive is not an option anymore. It's a decision, it's a choice to take your own life back and advocate for yourself. The time for just accepting that this is the way it's going to be is gone. Don't accept it. Hello and welcome to the Menopause Mindshift Self-Love Podcast, where I want to inspire women in menopause to unleash their inner queen, write their own story, define their own journey. We are shifting the way women do menopause. We're doing it all. I am your host, the Menopause Queen, Lisa R. Triggs, newly certified menopause coach, motivational speaker, and best-selling author. Are you just tolerating menopause? Are you just getting through it? Are you just putting up with it, accepting the symptoms? Are you just living with it? The changes, the confusion, the brain fog, thinking this is just the way it's going to be? Are you waiting for answers? Are you just waiting to feel better? Like it's going to go away magically one day? Waiting for somebody to tell you what to do? But what if no one's coming to give you permission? What if this is the moment you decide to take your journey into your own hands? The moment you stop waiting for answers outside of yourself is the moment you take your power back. Because this is not just about getting through menopause. This is about understanding your body, educating yourself, advocating for yourself, and learning to truly listen to what your body is asking for. This is where everything begins to shift. I have a lot to say about this, about just tolerating menopause or struggling through. You don't need to struggle. There's so much more education and help out there today more than ever from clinicians, dietitians, naturopaths, your doctors if you want to, specialists, people like me, podcasters, the Google. In today's world, it is so not necessary to suffer through menopause. We have options, but the last thing you should do is sit by idly and just let it happen. Unless that's just what you're comfortable with. If you're comfortable with suffering through the symptoms and just waiting for it to end, then that's your choice. But are you fully living? Why would you sacrifice your life? Why would you sacrifice your happiness and your quality of life when you don't have to? There are tools, education, people available nowadays that can help you understand what's going on with your body. And I want to really say that menopause is such an individual journey. It's like celiac disease. It's such an individual journey. Everybody's symptoms are different. The severity is different. The quality is different because everyone's situation is different. Your lifestyle, your own body makeup, family history, and yes, mindset, thought process. We all know that I talk about my own experience, right? When I was convinced that menopause sucked and I was down in my depressed hole for like 5 years, everything around me just was blah. But when I realized that that's what I was doing, that was huge. It's like, whoa, okay, I'm allowing this. So are you allowing this? Are you just tolerating it? Are you allowing the symptoms to control you instead of you taking control and you doing what absolutely you can to make your quality of life better? Or are you just living with it? This is just the status quo. I don't want. And I want to say that if you're stuck there, I get it. I totally do. I was stuck for years And I don't want you to be stuck as well. I don't want that for you. So please find a way. Hear my words. Go see your doctor. Go see a therapist. Go on the medication if that's what you need. But there are also other things that can help you as well, more subtle things. What about starting with something small, like reading something inspiring or listening to something inspiring? That's a small step that can make a big difference in the way your body responds. We're all connected. Gut, brain, it's all connected. I'm hearing more and more about estrogen and the whole body effect that estrogen has on our whole body, from nails right to brain health, so much cortisol levels. But the trick is not to let it control you. And it's so easy to do because we don't know any different. And if you're anything like me, it took me a long time to realize that it was hormones. I didn't know that was going some of the things that were going on were hormone related. And that's on me for not educating myself, not looking things up. Um, but I do want to mention that because you don't realize sometimes that things can be related, you are kind of living in a fog. Like I was living in a fog and just kind of existing and all that for a while, right? So sometimes you don't even know what to look up. And I totally get that. When you don't know that one thing is connected to another, it's hard to know what to look for, right? So, but the more you start diving in and the more you start looking into it, the more you learn and the more you can see, oh, that is connected to that. And this does affect that. So I want us to bear in mind that we don't have to just tolerate the symptoms. We don't have to let them control us. We can do our own work on benefiting ourselves from the inside out. And I have to ask you, are you ready? Are you up for the challenge? Are you up for the challenge to make the changes necessary to improve your life, to live your best life, so that you're not just waiting for other people to give you answers, to take charge of the situation? Being passive is not an option anymore. I know from my own experience that the doctor didn't say anything to me, didn't even request to do tests. So I knew that I had to be the one request the test now and say, I want to check this level. I want to check that level. Let's check this, right? I'm the one now who has to decide, you know what? Yeah, I want to know if this is related to that and what I can do to improve this. And where is this level? And then I know what I need to change or what I need to tweak in order to be able to be optimized. So, what are you doing? It's a decision, it's a choice to take your own life back and advocate for yourself, not to just sit by idly and just let it happen, because everyone's going to be miserable then. And who wants that? Who wants to be miserable? Don't we want to be happy? Don't we want to be fulfilled? Don't we want to live our best life? Right? Don't we want to choose the best life? Start now. Start this week. Start with something small. For 1 week, listen. Listen to some frequency music off YouTube. Download an app, 528, the love frequency. Listen to that for 10 minutes a day for 1 week and tell me if you feel lighter after that. There's this heaviness that comes around with menopause, comes around with symptoms. And they're heavy. They can be heavy and draining and fatiguing, especially when you get the brain fog and the memory. I got so concerned about my memory that I went and had tests done. Well, partly because of family history, but yeah, I had to make sure that I did not have tumor. I really did, because I did not know that the memory loss had anything to do with menopause. I did not know that that was a menopause symptom. Same with the fogginess. I had no idea. And I didn't know that that's what I should be checking for, that had anything to do with it, that could be a symptom. You know? So ask the questions. Go to your doctor. Ask questions. Advocate for yourself. Educate yourself. The time for just accepting that this is the way it's going to be is gone. We don't have to accept it anymore. And you shouldn't. Don't accept it. There's always a choice. So I'm going to ask you, what is your choice? What is your choice? What are you willing to do to make your life better? What choices are you willing to make? Because sometimes it can require lifestyle changes. You might have to give up some of your favorite foods. I know I have. I've had to really reduce sugar. And I'll be honest with you, I'm having some blood sugar issues again. The insulin, I've actually got to go get some tests done because insulin resistance is resurfacing. So I've got to see what I need to do, what I need to adjust in order to get a handle on that. And if it means going on medication, then I accept that. But I accept it knowing that I've already done my best to try and correct the situation, that I've changed what I needed to change, that I've already started and I've done everything that I could do outside of taking the medication in order to be able to improve my situation. But sometimes there just comes a time where that's an only option. But we'll see. We'll see. I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. And my point in saying that is that, sure, I know that that may be a possibility, but I'm going to do everything else in my power, keep changing my diet and exercise plan and making sure I get my sleep and drink my water and so forth. Um, Let me ask you that on that topic, water affects your body in so many different ways. It can actually be a blood sugar regulator. Did you know that? Here's my advice. I'm going to give you a second bit of advice. The first is to listen to Solveggio 528 for 10 minutes for a week. The second is to, first thing in the morning when you get up, before you have your coffee, go have your pee pee, go into your kitchen, and get a full glass of water. Actually, the recommendation is two. Drink 2 glasses of water in the morning when you first get up. It can change your life. To rehydrate your body. Do not underestimate the power of drinking enough water and what that does to your body, your brain, your digestion, and your menopause symptoms. There's often times where could feel previously when I would feel getting a little warm, like a hot flush might be going on, and I'd say, am I stressed about anything right now? Or what have I eaten? And I reach for a glass of water to help diminish that symptom. Just that aside, as a whole, in general, making sure your body is well hydrated is one of the best health things that you can do for yourself. Alongside to the next best thing is to make sure you're moving it. This is the moment you need to stop looking for answers or waiting for answers outside of yourself and create them yourself. Do what you need to do. Make the changes. Dare I say, don't be so lazy. We're an addicted society. We want things to come to us. What pill can I take? And that's all well and good. But here's the reality and here's the truth. You can do so much for yourself by just making a few small changes, by saying, maybe I should reduce my sugar a little. Maybe it would be good for my health. Maybe it will be good for my brain as I get older to reduce my sugar intake. If you saw a couple episodes ago, I talked about sugar on the brain as we get older. Sugar on the brain as you get older, you might as well just call it Alzheimer's. So isn't that scary? Doesn't that make you want to change something now? Make the changes now. Make the changes now that are going to benefit you in the long run. If you're perimenopause age, start now. Start making the changes now. These little shifts, right? Start choosing your happiness. I know you might think it sounds silly, but having good energy, being happier, allows your body to be in a high vibrational state. And symptoms don't affect a high vibrational state as much, a happy state. They affect a low state. a depressed state. That state just says, welcome in, welcome in. But a high vibrational happy state says, yeah, I'm good and I got it going on. And your body is sending all those high vibrational signals throughout it, and it keeps it healthier. Happiness and healthy go hand in hand. There's science on that. Look that one up. Happy and healthy go hand in hand. So don't just tolerate menopause. Don't just allow your symptoms to happen. Do something about it. You have it in your power to do something about it, to make those choices, to make those healthier choices for yourself rather than just accepting it, that this is the way it's going to be. Or I am so addicted to sugar. I am so addicted to caffeine. I don't want to move my body. I just want to sit here on the couch. I'm lazy. I'm just going to accept whatever happens, happens. No, 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 no. Don't accept that. Do that for yourself. Love yourself more. That is the exact definition of what self-love is choosing to take better care of yourself. When you take better care of yourself, everything is better, including your menopause symptoms. This is where everything begins to shift. Don't just tolerate menopause. Do what you gotta do. Make the effort. Love yourself. Show yourself the love that your body wants, and your body will respond. I talked last episode about listening to your body. Your body is telling you, having the hot flashes and the night sweats and everything are your body's response to how you're treating it, to stress. Yes, it's a response to the hormone fluctuations that are going on. Absolutely. But part of the hormone fluctuations are stress induced. Lower the stress by doing so many other things, by loving yourself first. Showing love for yourself will lower your stress because it puts you in a happy state. The next thing, this is the third thing that I'm going to ask of you this episode, and that is to write it down. I love myself unconditionally now and always. And then repeat it to yourself 3 times. I love myself unconditionally now and always. I love myself unconditionally now and always. I love myself unconditionally now and always. And start feeling the shift. Thank you so much for joining me for today's episode of the Menopause Mindshift Self-Love Podcast. Again, I'm your host, the Menopause Queen, Lisa R. Triggs. And please remember to choose yourself first. Choose to love yourself first. Bye for now.